U.S. Supreme Court upholds a ghost gun regulation amid rising firearm concern. In a landmark ruling reinforcing federal firearm regulation, the U.S. Supreme Court upheld the Biden administration's restriction on ghost gun. Untraceable firearms that can be assembled at home, asserting that such measures align with the 1968 Gun Control Act. The 7-2 decision, authored by conservative Justice Neil Gorsuch, overturned a lower court's ruling that the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, Firearms and Explosives had overstepped its jurisdiction in implementing the 2020 regulation. A critical step in firearm regulation, the controversial ghost gun, primarily purchased as kits or parts online, have gained popularity among individuals prohibited from legally acquiring firearm due to criminal records or age restrictions. These weapons lacking serial numbers have made tracing them exceptionally difficult for law enforcement agencies, fueling their increased use in crimes nationwide. Wednesday's ruling was hailed by gun control advocates as a victory for public safety. Eric Trishwell, executive director of Everytown Law, praised the decision, stating the Supreme Court has taken a crucial step in ensuring that dangerous loopholes in firearm regulations do not continue to endanger our communities. The ATF's rule mandates that manufacturers assign serial number to firearms kits and components, obtain licenses, and conduct background checks, requirements already in place of commercially produced firearms. Gorsuch, writing for the majority, emphasized that the regulation is consistent with the Gun Control Act of 1968, enhanced in the wake of the assassination of Martin Luther King Jr., the Senator Robert F. Kennedy. The legislation was designed to curb the ease with criminals could acquire untraceable weapons. The ruling comes amid a broader judicial debate on guns' rights, with the Supreme Court historically favoring expansive interpretation of the Second Amendment. While the court has bolstered gun rights in recent years, including striking down a federal ban on bump stocks, it has demonstrated a willingness to uphold regulations it deems constitutionally sound. The conservative-leaning Supreme Court, with a 6-3 ideological split, saw Justice John Roberts, Amy Coney Barrett, Brett Kavanaugh, and the 3 liberal justices join Gorsuch in the majority. Conservative Justice Clarence Thomas and Samuel Alito dissented. In his dissent, Thomas argued that the ruling endorsed government overreach and misinterprets legislative intent. A deeply divided nation on gun control, the United States continues to grapple with the broader issues of gun violence, remaining deeply divided on how best to address firearm-related crimes, while Republican lawmakers and pro-gun advocacy groups argue that tighter regulation infringe upon Second Amendment rights. Gun control advocates stress the urgency of measures that prevent firearms from falling into the wrong hands.